Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions video over this IT Cosmetics palette. This is their new superhero palette. This palette hasn't came out yet. It's set to be released on IT Cosmetics website and ULTA's website in August of 2016. I don't know why I keep saying 2016 like y'all don't know. And you can get it in stores for $42 at ULTA in September of 2016. That was a tongue twister. I'm really excited to kind of give you guys my first thoughts on this palette and let you guys know if I think it's worth buying, which I love IT Cosmetics and I can tell you right now I love this palette. So if you guys want to see my first impressions of this, then just keep watching. So the first thing I want to talk about is the packaging. You guys know that I'm a sucker for packaging and I love this. I love the unique shape that it has to it. It's going off of their superhero mascara, I believe, and I like the way it feels. It's a matte black material and it just feels really nice. The only complaint I have about this is that I do think it's going to get kind of dirty easily because it is a black matte material. And I do think that'll get dirty easily, but if that doesn't bother you, then I don't think that's really anything to be concerned with. When you open up the palette, this is what it looks like. There is a ginormous mirror, but for the sake of not blinding you guys, I'm not going to be showing it after this because I don't want to blind you. This is the way that the palette is set up, and I really do like the way that it's set up. So the way it's set up is in sections of threes. Each section down here has a different name, and then these bigger pans right here are eye foundations, which those are to help like color correct your eye. You can use it as like an all over base or as like a beginner, which is what I did today, and I did use this one a little bit as a highlighting shade. And then these down here all have different names. These are the nudes, these are the neutrals, and these are the liners. I think it's really cool the way this is set up because I think that it gives people who are beginners an easy way to kind of work with colors that work well together, and I really like that. Honestly, that's just me personally. I think that Kat Von D has some shadow palettes like this, but I could be wrong. I just think she does. I don't actually own any Kat Von D. I could be way off with that, but I think that's really helpful for beginners because it helps them pair colors together. As far as the color selection of this palette, I really do love it. You guys know that I'm a neutral girl, tried and true, so I'm drawn to this automatically because it is a lot of neutrals. There is a couple shadows like this blue one that I'm a little bit intimidated by, and there's just one right here in the middle. It's kind of like a purplish color. It's called Superstar. I actually really like that one a lot, but it's out of my comfort zone for sure. But overall, this has a very neutral feel, so if you're a neutral kind of person, definitely worth this. The formulation of this I think is different than the other IT Cosmetics palettes. I could be wrong on that too, but these feel a lot more buttery, a lot more smooth. I feel like they blend a lot better than the other IT Cosmetics palettes that I have. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like some of the other IT Cosmetics shadows can be a bit powdery and hard to work with, but the ones I used today on this were not hard to work with. They blended very easily, and I really like the way that they feel. They're very buttery and creamy, and I like that. Okay guys, so the first swatches right here. This one's Confidence, this one is called Pow, and this one's called Magical. These are part of the eye foundation ones, and as you guys can see, these don't swatch very heavy on my arm. I do think that Confidence and Pow were a little bit powdery, but I feel like Magical was definitely one of the more buttery. These, like I said, are the eye foundations, and these are supposed to help color correct and neutralize, and you guys can use these as an all over color, or you can use them as just like a beginner, which is what I did on my eye. Like today I just used Confidence as an all over shade, and then I put shadows over it. So I do think that Confidence and Pow, which are the first two shades right here, they are definitely a bit more powdery, but Magical is definitely more buttery. So I like Magical the best out of these, and as you guys can see, they don't show up super great on my skin, but those are the swatches of the top three ones right there. These are the next three shades, and these are the superhero nudes right here. The first one right here is Limitless. This is called Powerful, and this last one's called Aurora. I definitely think, as you guys can see by the swatch, Aurora is definitely the most pigmented. That was one swipe. These all three right here are very buttery, very creamy. They feel really nice. None of them felt really powdery, but these two aren't showing up very well. I'll try to zoom in so that you guys can see a little bit, but as you guys can see on my skin, they're not showing up very well at all, which is kind of a bummer, but Aurora definitely is one of the best shades. So these next three right here are from the superhero Superhero neutrals. These are definitely my favorite, I think, of the bunch. This one's called Unstoppable, this one's called Superstar, and this last one right here is called Fearless. These definitely are the most pigmented so far. I feel like Superstar was a little bit powdery, not too bad, but the other two are very buttery and creamery, and these definitely have the most pigmentation of all the ones we've swatched so far. And again, these are the Superhero neutrals, which are right there. Alright, so these last three swatches right here are the Superhero liners. This first one right here is called Bold, this one's called Daring, and this black one right here is called Superhero. All three of these were very powdery, but as you guys can see, they're super pigmented. And what's cool about these is you can wear them wet or dry as a liner shade, or you can use them all over as just a regular eyeshadow color. And I like that they included these because it does give a little bit of variation to you. So these are really nice colors, I think, for liners. This purple or this blue one kind of intimidates me a little bit, but that's just because I stick to neutrals. But overall, I think these are very pigmented. They are a bit powdery, not the best formulation, I think, but they do have a lot of pigmentation to them. So overall, my first impressions of this palette are I really do like it. I definitely like this palette. It's going to retail for $42, and you guys can pick it up on IT Cosmetics website or Ulta's website in August of 2016. I don't have an exact date. I just know August of 2016, and then you guys can get it in store at Ulta in September. But I really do like this palette. If you guys are looking for another neutral palette, I definitely suggest picking it up because I do love it a lot. I think it's a really neat palette.